Hello everyone, this is a Steven Universe episode review for Season 4, Episode 24, otherwise known as I Am My Mom. And when seeing the title of this episode, at least when I first saw it, it was really confusing to me, but if you watch the episode and by the end of it, it makes a lot more sense because, well, Steven gives himself up to Aquamarine and Topaz because after Connie got captured, Steven was, he got help from the crystal gems to gotta look for them now so they don't exactly leave off-world, because if they do, they have no way ever of getting them back, because Navy took the ship, like the Ruby ship, that allowed them to go into space in and out, and no warp pad on Earth kind of connects to Homeworld anymore since Garnet destroyed it multiple times, really. So yeah, if they left, that was it basically, and the only thing they could do was either stop them now or just hope they come back. So they tried with plan A, and that was stop them, but that also didn't exactly work out. They got to the pier, or the game carnival, I'm not sure what you would actually call it, Mr. Smiley's place basically, not the arcade, the pier and stuff. They get to the pier and they fight against Aquamarine and Topaz, and it just seems they cannot land a single hit in the slightest. Anytime they tried, they just pretty much got denied basically. Garnet tried to throw a punch, Topaz, just blocked it, or was it at least about to, with Jamie's face and head, and Jamie was like, no, please don't, I've moved on and stuff. And Topaz just picks up Garnet and then just tosses her. Doesn't exactly throw her, but just tosses her through like a little building, and it's like, how strong are these guys? Now granted, since I didn't exactly remember seeing that Topaz is a fusion, since I honestly forget sometimes, it makes sense that the fusion, of like two pretty strong gems that are like probably the equivalent of like two buff quartz, or probably even stronger, would be, pretty strong. Most likely even stronger than Garnet, seeing how she just threw her like nothing. Pearl tried to give a shot at it. Aquamarine just uses her very broken wand and just sends her flying. And I mean actually flying, to the point where it's comedic of like, Team Rocket is blasting off again. Something like that. That far and that fast. Amethyst tried, and it didn't exactly work as well with her whip. So yeah, all the gems are just struggling trying to fight these two, when it doesn't even look like they're trying exactly. They just do one thing and then they're more or less beaten. So that really sucks. Steven tries to stop all the fighting, or at least he has a plan to get all the humans free and stuff like that. Connie, Onion, Jamie, Lars, Sadie, because they've all been kidnapped by Topaz. Because the reason why specifically those 5 people and not just random people on Earth, or they weren't even looking for the gems, is because way back in Season 1 in the episode Marvel Madness, where Steven listed off a few people, he said that, oh yeah, there's tons of people on Earth. There's my dad, there's Lars, Sadie, Onion, Connie, all of them. It wasn't in that order either, so yeah, try not to directly quote me off of that. Because of that list that he gave, the Diamonds heard about it, or at least they now picked up on it, and Blue Diamond, wants more humans for the zoo. They think that those are the type of humans that are on Earth, kind of like animals and stuff, zebras, lions, giraffes, cats, dogs, all that type of stuff, when it's like, no, humans are just, humans and stuff. There's no, like, specific, like, category. I know there's, like, race and all that stuff, but nothing like we have when it comes to animals and stuff like that. So, yeah, because of that, those specific people were getting captured, and, when Aquamarine kept saying, I'm looking for someone named my dad, she wasn't looking for, like, an actual father figure. She wasn't looking for Greg or Steven, more or less. She was looking for someone only and specifically named my dad. So, yeah, and, Steven was referring to Greg, but not exactly in this case. So because of that, Steven gives himself up to Topaz. Topaz unfuses, refuses real quick again. Steven gets stuck just like everyone else, but he has a plan. It doesn't exactly work out at first because, kind of as Steven says, she's super thick. And not even like in the compliment way, not with the extra C, with the K. Like, that's bulk thick. Like, you can't get through it type. So yeah, he has trouble breaking through because his plan was to be inside there and then bubble his way out of it. Use his shield bubble, the one that goes around him and stuff. It worked, but it was a bit too late because they get on the ship and they're about to leave. And the gems, they're kind of still recouping, or they trust Steven with his plan, but since they didn't exactly know what he was doing, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't exactly follow up on what he was doing. So Steven ends up on the ship. Steven's plan does work by the end of it, more or less, but a few things happen after that. Significant things. Since everyone's separated now from Topaz, they're all trying to do their own thing. People are running, people are fighting, people are doing both, more or less. Steven and Connie are trying to hold off the two Topaz because their summoning weapons are like these spear type weapons or something. I wouldn't specifically say it's a spear, nothing like Pearl. Club, that's the better word I should use. It's a club basically to use against them, and it seems that they're struggling. Connie does suggest that they fuse, but you know, Steven, he's too distracted. It's like, we got to get these people out of here first. So Alexandrite is formed by the 3 gems. They bring down the ship a little lower to the water because that's what Steven wants, because the only way to get out of there is to jump into the water because that's what they're above. Onion, Connie, Jamie, and it was about to be Steven and Sadie all jump into the water, but Aquamarine shows how broken her wand is again and stops every single one of them from pretty much jumping off. Well, mostly Steven. Everyone else was already in the water, and it even stops Alexandrite from moving. So the fact that her little wand stopped a 4 fusion gem dead in its tracks is just... I don't even know what to say about that. Like, I don't think there's an actual word to describe, like, how overpowered that little weapon is. It's crazy, honestly. Now, if you notice, I didn't say Lars. He's still stuck on the ship, and because of that, that leads up to the next episodes. And the reason why this episode review is a little bit late, because I watched the episode again on TV, and luckily I did because I saw the new promo that came out that's going to be featuring the episodes. You know, one of them stuck together, and then the next one would be True Colors. That's coming out on Memorial Day, May 31st, and because of that, we got this really sick promo. It's honestly really cool, and I will be talking about that tomorrow. But back to the episode, you know, Lars is still stuck on the ship. No one exactly knows that yet. Steven, he fully gives himself up because, like, instead of saying, okay, I've got something greater, instead of being my dad, I'm Rose Quartz. They believe it, or at least Aquamarine does, buys it, and then they pretty much leave Earth's orbit. That's it. No one does anything. No one can do anything because, well, the gems unfused after they were stopped by Aquamarine, and that's basically it. Everyone's just pleading for Steven to stop what he's doing, but he doesn't, and now they're in space, and then the episode Stuck Together happens, which already got... well, it already aired, so yeah, and I know there's already reviews about that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any other discussion topics you guys want me to talk about. I'll try to answer them best I can. Support me on my Patreon if you want to. Want to draw any fan art for the channel would be greatly appreciated. My email will be in the description below. Have a great day, have a great night. Thank you for watching, and everything else you know to do.